الحمد لله وحده والصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعده أما بعد. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Jazakallah khair for attending the session today. There'll be some updates and some steps to take forward. Inshallah, if Brother Hafiz could initiate his presentation.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. جزاك الله خيرا. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. So just a bit of introduction about Al-Fadl 5 that we initiated a few months ago, end of last quarter. So I believe all of the members who are part of the shareholders or part of Al-Fadl 1, Fadl 5, it's kind of relevant for them. So what we'll do, we've already started recording, so in case anybody's missed it out, they can go through that, inshallah. So a brief introduction about Al-Fadl 5. Al-Fadl 5 is a property which is in Redbridge, Seven Kings area, Bangalore state. A brother already had the property. So this is kind of a bit different from our rest of our Al-Fadl 1 and 2, where we purchase kind of new properties. In this particular case, the property, the brother already had the property. He was on Islamic mortgage, so he wanted to kind of get out of the Islamic mortgage. And we, as Al-Fadl group, we kind of looking into that to kind of help him out with that process. So overall, we did a market survey of the property, and the overall market value came out to be 675,000. Al-Fadl invested 180,000 in there, plus another 1,000 or so for the legal fee on survey. So we'll go through the finances in a bit. And it's purchased through a limited company structure where Al-Fadl 5 itself then has a number of shareholders, which are you brothers, who are all shareholders of Al-Fadl 5, and each one of them have got a percentage kind of ownership of Al-Fadl 5. Yeah, the shareholders are in a particular percentage. Currently, the way because of the way it's split up in terms of finances is that the main shareholder, Brother Ahmed, he owns 73.33% of the property, that investment, and Al-Fadl 5, they own 26.67% of the property, and it's kind of legally documented through a charge on the title of the document itself. And in terms of some other expenses on top of the 180 and the 495, which is kind of the individual contribution from Ahmed Bhai and from Al-Fadl 5 perspective, there will be some additional expenses from the solicitors, some legal fee, and some other surveys and things. So this is kind of the overall financial breakdown of how the cost is. What in terms of Al-Fadl 5, it costed us around 181 or something thousand, rather than exactly 180,000. Those are some extra expenses. That's why you might see later on in the presentation when we have the share breakdown, rather than having 180 shares, we've got actually 181 shares in there because we have to cover the extra expenses as well. That's my okay. And in terms of what we've specified for the shareholding, the minimum investment was 5,000. So some brother got 5,000, some brother have got more than that, and each one of them obviously will get a contribution or distribution of the rental profit based on their percentage. We've done some market surveys about the rental valuation and agreed on 2,150. So 2,150 is the agreed rental price per month, rental value for the property per calendar month. And that will be distributed on a quarterly basis. And I'll come to that, when will it be distributed, because normally we do it at the end of each quarter. But in this particular instance, because we had the property in October, so we had the full quarter, but then it was done through a bridge financing, yeah, like a seed funding. So all the shareholders that we have, they've kind of contributed in the last quarter at various times, and we only got, I think the last payment we received was around 20th or 22nd of December. So we have to kind of do some calculation in terms of how much share will it be for the last quarter. But obviously from the 1st of January onwards, it's all clear. So we know that these will be the amounts distributed per quarter for that particular investment. If somebody contributed 5,000, then they'll get, for every quarter, they'll get 38.22 pounds, which kind of is 3.82 gross or 3.06% net. In terms of the updates of where we are, so Alhamdulillah, by kind of December, we've got all of the finances in there for all shareholders. So seed funding, the person who's contributed for the seed funding, we've already paid him back, and it's all individual shareholders. We've already sent out the share certificates in the group, the draft share certificates. If somebody, all of the brothers can go through them, see if there's any spelling mistakes or anything else in there which they believe is incorrect, then just let us know. The accounts team can have them updated, inshallah. Once they're finalized, obviously, we'll have the confirmation statement as well, which will be updated, and we can see all the shareholding on the company's house website as well. Just to note down that each share, because we've got the minimum is 5,000, so each share you might be seeing like I've got only one share, but I've only got nobody will have one share, but I have 5 shares. So 5 shares, each share represents £1,000 worth of investment. Yeah. And as I mentioned, that we've got the rental profit calculations in progress at the moment for the last quarter, but from this quarter onwards, we know everybody who is a shareholder, they'll have the full amount in there. But last quarter, the amount will be need to be calculated because not everybody was a shareholder for the whole period of time for the 3 months in there. Okay, I believe that's about it at the moment. Yeah. Anybody, any questions? Kind of short and sweet at the moment. Obviously, as we go along, might have some more updates. Any questions from the brothers or anything that they need to discuss?
Jazakallah khair. Yes, any questions, please?
Okay.
Alhamdulillah. Then move forward.
I think we've got a different from one. Okay, otherwise said nothing from me. So okay, if there's is there anything, well, obviously, what we've done is because it's public information, all shareholding is already will be there on the company's house. So it's kind of open. We've shared the certificates as well in the group. Any question brother might have afterwards, if somebody's not here, they're listening to the talk, or somebody come up with a question later on. Feel free to ask them in the group or to one of the admin members personally. Most welcome, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. Hafiz bhai, just very quickly, could you just remind a few points to the shareholders regarding the next valuation timescale and the rent review? I think those two things, I know you covered when the rents are due. If you can just let the shareholders know, that would be good.
Yeah, good. Jazakallah khair. I think we missed that point. So one of the things which we have found out based on our Al Fadl 1, Al Fadl 2 properties, which have been there for 3 to 4 years now. Alhamdulillah, we just today completed, finished off all the payment for Al Fadl 1, so it's kind of formally closed that project, and that was just over 4 years. So what we found out that though in the beginning we mentioned that we do the valuation, like the market valuation of the properties every 2 years. We found that within 2 years, there's no point of doing valuation because properties don't even recover the initial cost of the stamp duty and other things. So we, as a group, decided that it's more practical, is around 5 years is more practical to have a market valuation of the property. So we'll do a market valuation of the property every 5 years and also at the time of property completion as well. So our experience from, for example, from Al Fadl 1 has been that after 4th year, they've gone over the break even, and we got a bit of profit on that. Whereas for Al Fadl 3, after 3 years, we not even touched the break even. We're just slightly behind that. So 5 years seems right where you can considerably get something. The value have grown to a point that it's kind of gone over the initial expenses in there.
And the rental valuation would be at rental review will be at the.
I think rental review we mentioned that will be every 3 years. Remind me, I think that was the decision. The rental review will be every 3 years because the rental market changes more as compared to the capital. So rental will still be around 3 years, whereas the capital market valuation, that will be every 5 years. But obviously, if we close the project before that, there will be evaluation. So, for example, Ahmed Bhai decides, okay, I've got Alhamdulillah some money, I'll just pay off everybody at the third year or fourth year. Then at that time, at the project closure time, we'll do evaluation to see what the share values are at that particular time.
Jazakallah.
Okay. Jazakallah khair. Then if there's no more questions, and inshallah we'll wrap it
جزاك
up.
الله خير جزاك الله خير سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك ونشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته